So I need to cook, but I also need to make a video. So I'm gonna try to multitask. I hope I can concentrate on both. I'm gonna do the verses at the beginning of the video. That way I don't have to touch my phone anymore since I have to touch some raw meat. Today I'm going to be talking about the golden rule, which is to treat others the way that you want to be treated, and just mostly about being a good person. I was walking my dogs yesterday and there was a car, so you need like a passcode to go into the gate of my house, and there was a car waiting, and I was like leaving through the walking gate instead of the car gate. And I saw the car waiting for a while, and I was like, oh, like maybe I should go open the gate for the car. And then I was like, no, that's kind of weird, like I don't know them. And then I answered myself and I was like, well, I would want someone to open it for me, like it's not weird, it's just something nice to do. And so it just got me thinking about just like being a good person, like doing good deeds for others, just being kind, how that is a way that we can honor God. So I'm going to start with the Bible verses, and then I'm going to start cooking and talking. So I'm looking down, don't mean to be rude, I gotta cook, okay? So first off, we have, this is the golden rule verse, which is in Matthew 7:12. It says, therefore all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. So if you want someone to do something for you, do that for them. 1 John 2:6, he that saith he abideth in him ought himself also to walk even as he walked. So if you're claiming to be a follower of Jesus, a lover of God, then you should walk the same way that he did. 1 Corinthians 11:1, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. And then Ephesians 5:1-2, be ye therefore followers of God as dear children, and walk in love, as Christ also hath loved us, and hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet-smelling savor. And then the last pair of verses we have John 13:13-17, ye call me Master and Lord, and ye say well, for so I am. If I then your Lord and Master have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that ye should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. If ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. Okay, so that's talking about when Jesus washed the feet of his disciples. That was literally Jesus, like the greatest of them all, doing that for little nobodies, okay? So we're way less than Jesus, and like who are we to say like I'm not gonna go and help this person, I'm not gonna go and serve this person. Yeah, I'm just gonna give my notes as I start, okay? So I was just thinking about being a good person and how important that is. I think a lot of times as Christians we get in our flesh and we like respond to people in a way that Jesus wouldn't. And I always like to say what would Jesus do? And I know some people think of that as like a cliche or a joke, but I genuinely, like, it genuinely helps me a lot to change my perspective, because when you see the example of Jesus here on earth and the way that he lived and how he served people, it's a good reminder. And it really is like when you're in a situation when you want to reply like in your flesh and you have that thought, what would Jesus do? It really does help, and it changes your perspective. And a lot of things that we do, especially in our attitudes that we have, are not something that Jesus would do. So I just want to encourage you, like, be a good person, do nice things for people, and don't expect anything in return. Like, genuinely do it as, like, obviously service to them, but more importantly, like, service to God. And just remember, every nice thing you do for someone, it honestly means a lot to people. Like, when I think of things that people have done for me, I really am just so thankful and grateful. And like, it does make a difference. You might not think like you're making a difference by doing something as small as like opening the door for someone, or just like sending like a simple like encouraging text to someone that you know like they're struggling with something. That can just be so encouraging and helpful to them. It's putting them above you. So something that comes to mind is just like going the extra mile for people. And something I hear a lot of people say is like, if they don't serve me, like, I'm just gonna drop them, like, I don't need them. I didn't read that anywhere in the Bible. We're not here to be served, like, we're here to serve other people. And with that attitude, it's gonna be very difficult to like have a good testimony of Jesus if you're constantly putting yourself above everyone else and thinking, what can everyone do for me, instead of thinking, what can I do for other people? I'm not gonna lie, say like it's not hard sometimes when you do go the extra mile for people and they don't appreciate it. At the end of the day, if people don't notice like the good things that you're doing for them, God still notices, and his reward is greater than any applause or any thank you that any person can give you. And so don't get stuck in like that victim mentality, like, oh my goodness, I always do so much for everybody else and nobody does the same for me. Like stop it, okay? Just like live for Jesus. Like, you think Jesus was doing that? Like, oh my gosh, like he literally died for people and they still reject him and they still don't care about him. So like, how can you expect people to like put you up here when you're nobody? Like, respectfully, okay? Yeah, just think like Jesus, the day before he was gonna be crucified, he washed the feet of his disciples. Like, I remember one time during New Year's, we were at church and they were doing like a couples quiz, and there was a couple up there and they were asking them like, if you had one day left to live, like what would you go do? And like the husband was like, oh, like spend time with my family, and the wife was like, go shopping. And I'm like, respectfully, girl, you're about to die. What do you need to go shopping for? Like, oh my goodness. Seriously, something else that just came to mind is like, if you think about like when you go to a funeral and you hear like everybody talking about the person that died, you always hear like, oh, like this person was such a good person, they were so selfless. That's something I always hear, actually, is how selfless people were. I don't know if it's true or not, but like people equate like being a good person with being selfless and like putting people above themselves. And like, I've never heard someone say like they were such a good person, they were so selfish, they always thought about themselves. Like, I've never heard that, you know? Whether or not it's reciprocated or recompensed here on earth, which it will be, because God does not forget the good that you do. But in the case that it's not, like, still do good things for people. And like, remember that every opportunity that you're doing something for someone, it can open doors to lead them to Christ, which is literally our purpose here. So don't let your selfishness and your ego and our sinful flesh stop you from just doing good things for people. Like, open the door for people, be a good person, be kind to people. Don't like, oh my goodness, something I cannot comprehend, and I say this respectfully, is if I see like Christians at a store and they're like being Karens and like having a meltdown because someone put onion in their In-N-Out burger when they asked for no onion. Like, I'm not thinking about a specific example, okay? I just made that up. Like, there are bigger things happening in the world, and of course it's not pleasant to ask for something and not get what you asked, but like, like, if I worked at a restaurant and someone came and attacked me because I made a mistake, and then they were like, hey, do you want to come to church? I'd be like, no. So it's just so important to take care of our testimony. And again, like, my encouragement to you is to actually go the extra mile. Like, do nice things for people. Don't expect things in return. And like, God will reward you, but more importantly, like, it will open a door to lead people to Christ. Like, people notice those things and you'll be like, you know what? Like, this person went out of their way to do this for me. Like, they sacrificed their time, their money, their efforts, to do this for me. That is so special, and that means a lot. And just think about how you would like to be remembered when you're gone. Like, you don't want to be remembered as someone who was always complaining, always talking about how nobody does the same for them as they do for others. Like, you don't want to be remembered that way. And so I just encourage you, like, and if you are like someone that really goes out of the way for people and tries to serve people and do stuff for them, and you aren't feeling appreciated, or you aren't feeling like, wow, I do all these things for people and like nobody cares, like, trust me, God sees it and he will reward you. The most important thing is to bring glory to God. And so if that's what you're doing, if you're serving him, like, you will be rewarded, whether here or in heaven, if you're saved. Be positive, have a positive attitude, and help people whenever you can. And yeah, I hope something made sense. But I hope you have a good day. I hope you do good things for people, like go the extra mile for them, and count how many times I said go the extra mile. And yeah, just be a good person, be a good example of Christ, because there's a lot of Christians that unfortunately And again, I'm not like, nobody's perfect. The only good that you have in you is because of the Holy Spirit and your desire to like follow the example of Jesus. So like none of us are good, but if God puts it in your heart to like help someone, and people are like, oh, like I hear this a lot with homeless people. Like people, like you're like, oh, like I really want to help this person, and like, well, they're just gonna go use some money on drugs. Like okay, like maybe you could buy food for this person, or what do I say, like for example, with your resources, like your time and your money, don't think like, oh, like this person isn't even gonna use it the way that I want them to, so I'm not even gonna help them. Like, don't be like that. Like seriously, try to be a light wherever you go, and just be good to people. Show them the love of Christ. Something that I just thought of too, don't be afraid to like make connections with strangers, not in a weird way, okay, but like if you're at the market, like usually when you glitch like ask the person that's helping you out, that's, what is it, like the cashier, or at a restaurant, wherever you go, like how are you doing today, or like how little things like that people notice. I was at In-N-Out, and this girl, her name was Savannah, and I was like, oh, like a name twins, you know, like my name's Savannah too, and I just saw like, you know, her like smile, you know, and it's just like people usually, they just go and they're like, give me a burger, you know. And so just like someone like actually taking like a few extra seconds, like it's literally not like you're having a whole conversation with this person, it's just like a few extra a few extra seconds to like bring a little bit of light into this person's day. You never know what someone is going through, and so just, you know, being like, hi, like I hope you're having a nice day, or have a nice day, or I hope your day gets better, because sometimes people do like to overshare, and so they'll share like, oh my goodness, my day is going horrible, and you know, that literally, if someone tells you they're having a bad day, be like, I'm gonna pray for you, and that's literally like, wow. And so yeah, I hope that made sense, and I hope you have a good day.